December 5, 1976, Howard Hughes died alone in an airplane at 70 years old. His body weighed only 90 pounds, his hair was white and reached the middle of his back, his fingernails were 2 inches long, and he was addicted to codeine. This was a man who had everything money could buy. At the peak of his wealth, he was worth over $2.5 billion in today's money. He owned airlines, hotels, casinos, movie studios. He dated the most beautiful women in Hollywood. He built the fastest planes in the world. And yet in his final years, he lived in complete darkness, terrified of germs, refusing to see anyone, spending weeks in bed watching the same movies over and over, eating nothing but chicken and chocolate bars. When they found his body, it took the FBI using fingerprints to identify him because he was so physically destroyed. So the question is, if Howard Hughes with billions of dollars died miserable and alone, can money actually buy happiness? And the answer is going to surprise you because it's both yes and no. And understanding the difference could change your entire relationship with money and life. And if you want to understand the real relationship between money and happiness, backed by science and real stories, hit that subscribe button and smash that like button right now. Drop a comment telling me how much money you think would make you happy. Because what I'm about to reveal will fundamentally change how you think about wealth, success, and what actually matters in life. Let me tell you about Evelyn Adams. She won the New Jersey lottery not once, but twice. In 1985, she won $3.9 million. The next year, she won another $1.4 million, total of $5.3 million. She was set for life. She quit her job immediately, bought a new house, new cars, took trips around the world, gave money to family members, gambled in Atlantic City, and felt invincible. 20 years later, in 2004, a reporter tracked her down. She was living in a trailer park, completely broke. Every single dollar gone. She had gambled most of it away, given large amounts to family members who kept asking for more, made terrible investments, and fallen into depression and addiction. When asked about winning the lottery, she said it was the worst thing that ever happened to her. The money didn't make her happy. It destroyed her life. She said she was happier before she won when she was working as a clerk making minimum wage. But here's where it gets interesting, because there's another lottery winner with a completely different story. His name is Brad Duke. He won $220 million in the Powerball in 2005. And today he's not just financially stable, he's built that money into even more wealth, and by all accounts lives a happy, fulfilling life. What was the difference? Why did Evelyn end up broke and miserable while Brad thrived? The answer reveals the real truth about money and happiness, and it's not what most people think. Princeton University conducted a massive study in 2010 analyzing data from 450,000 Americans, measuring their income levels against their reported happiness and life satisfaction. And what they found was fascinating. Money does buy happiness, but only up to a very specific point. That point is about $75,000 per year in annual income. Adjusted for inflation, that's about $105,000 today. Below that threshold, more money significantly increases happiness. If you're making $25,000 a year and struggling to pay rent and buy food, getting a raise to $50,000 will make you substantially happier, and getting to $75,000 will make you even happier still. But here's the critical finding. Above $75,000, additional income has almost no effect on day-to-day happiness. Someone making $100,000 is not happier than someone making $75,000, and someone making $1 million is not happier than someone making $100,000. The curve completely flattens. Why does this happen? Because money solves specific problems. Poverty creates genuine suffering, constant stress about bills, inability to afford health care, living in unsafe neighborhoods, working multiple jobs with no time for family. These are real problems that make people genuinely unhappy, and money solves them. But once you have enough money to live comfortably, pay your bills without stress, afford health care, live in a safe place, and have some financial security. Additional money doesn't solve any new problems, and that's the key insight. Money buys happiness by solving problems, but once the problems are solved, more money doesn't create more happiness. Let me introduce you to Sarah, a high school teacher in Ohio. She makes $62,000 a year, lives in a modest three-bedroom house, drives a 2015 Honda Civic, takes one vacation per year, and according to every happiness metric, she's thriving. She wakes up excited about her work, has deep friendships, strong relationships with her two kids, belongs to a book club, volunteers at a food bank, exercises regularly, and reports being genuinely happy most days. Compare her to Michael, an investment banker in Manhattan making $850,000 a year. He lives in a luxury apartment, drives a BMW, takes multiple international vacations, and by all external measures has achieved the American dream. But when researchers study his actual happiness levels, he's chronically stressed, sleeps poorly, has surface-level friendships, rarely sees his kids, takes antidepressants, and reports being happy. Maybe 2 or 3 days per month, his wealth hasn't bought happiness, it's bought status and stuff. But those things don't correlate with joy. The research shows that once basic needs are met, happiness comes from completely different sources. Strong relationships with family and friends, meaningful work that provides purpose, physical health and exercise, contribution to something larger than yourself, personal growth and learning experiences rather than possessions, and autonomy over your time. Notice what's missing from that list: luxury cars, designer clothes, expensive watches, mansion-sized houses, private jets. None of these things appear in any study on human happiness. Yet these are precisely the things wealthy people spend millions pursuing. This explains Howard Hughes. He had infinite money but zero of the things that actually create happiness. He was isolated with no real relationships, paranoid and unable to trust anyone, physically unhealthy from drug addiction and malnutrition, doing nothing meaningful or purposeful with his life, and trapped by his own wealth. The money that was supposed to buy freedom had become a prison, and it explains Evelyn Adams. When she won the lottery, instead of using money as a tool to build the life components that create happiness, she used it to pursue the things she thought would make her happy: gambling, material possessions, status, and those things provided temporary dopamine hits, but no lasting satisfaction. Within years, the money was gone, and she hadn't built any of the actual foundations of happiness. But Brad Duke understood the truth. When he won $220 million, he didn't quit working. He continued running his business because he found it meaningful. He didn't isolate himself in a mansion. He maintained his existing friendships and relationships. He didn't buy a fleet of exotic cars. He invested wisely and used his wealth as a tool to create more options and opportunities. He understood that money is an amplifier. It makes you more of what you already are. If you're happy and purposeful, money amplifies that by removing obstacles and creating opportunities. If you're unhappy and lost, money amplifies that too by enabling all your worst impulses. Here's what this means for your life right now. If you're below that $75,000 threshold, making more money will genuinely improve your happiness. Focus on increasing income through career development, side businesses, or strategic job changes. That money will solve real problems and reduce genuine stress. But if you're above that threshold and still unhappy, more money is not your solution. You need to invest in the actual drivers of happiness, build deeper relationships, find meaningful work, improve your health, contribute to your community, have experiences. These things are available at almost any income level, and they're what actually create lasting joy. The science is clear. Money can buy happiness, but only up to the point where it solves actual problems. Beyond that, happiness comes from things money can't buy: relationships, purpose, health, contribution. And the tragic irony is that the pursuit of excessive wealth often destroys exactly these things. You work 80 hours a week, sacrificing relationships to make more money. You stress constantly about investments, sacrificing health. You compete for status, sacrificing authentic connection. And you end up like Howard Hughes, with everything money can buy, and none of the things that actually matter. If you found this valuable, smash that like button, subscribe for more videos about money, wealth, and what actually creates a good life. And share this with anyone who needs to understand the real relationship between money and happiness, because our culture sells a lie that more money equals more happiness. But the research shows that's only true up to a point. Beyond that point, happiness comes from how you spend your time, who you spend it with, and what you dedicate your life to. And those things are available to almost everyone regardless of wealth. The question is whether you'll pursue them or keep chasing the illusion that the next $1 million will finally make you happy.